Today's show, we're going to be talking about a little bit of injuries, just a couple seconds to give you an update right there around the NFC North. What is going on with those other teams that we face? NFL Power Rankings. Where are the Detroit Lions with and from the legacy media? What is the thoughts on that? Jared Goff contract. Yes, Spot Track came out with a good one talking about potential extension. This is going to be the main topic of this video. I want great debate on this one because it needs to be talked about. And the Detroit Lions remaining schedule, why I think the Detroit Lions will be 1 or 2 in NFL seeding for the NFC. Let's go. $16 of you need to subscribe. Folks, we are 16 away from 47,500. If you're an individual who watches the content and not subscribe, I need 16 of you to help me out and continue to grow this channel. Around the NFC North, the Vikings re-signing Anthony Barr. It is a depth piece. He's not what he used to be, but that's what they did there. Packers, Jordan Love, to me, is underperforming and not looking like a franchise quarterback, not playing well. Poor what is taking place over there, and that's great for the Detroit Lions because we dealt with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. They've been so lucky to have all these great quarterbacks, and now it's time for them to deal with the quarterback issue like every other team. Who starts on Sunday, Justin Fields or Tyson Bagent? I got a Bear friend saying that they believe it's going to be Tyson Bagent, and I got the media obviously talking about Justin Fields could start. We really don't know on this one right now, and I would like to know. Now, look, I still think the Detroit Lions are going to win this game, hands down, but I would like to know who we're facing because one is extremely mobile, the other one's mobile, one holds onto the ball too long, and the other one is, I think, a little bit better in the pocket in Bagent. That's what I think here. Where do you have the Detroit Lions ranking in the power rankings? 1 if you think they're the best team in the NFL. 32 if you are a troll. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Quick injury update. Just Donovan Peoples-Jones injured. That, we want to see him play. I think he'll play probably on Sunday. Nothing major there. Still Big V dealing with a back issue. Like we always say, is water wet? Yes, it is. Is Big V injured? Yes, he is. That is nothing new for us to deal with from that perspective. It's just not. These guys are always dealing with the injury issues. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Newest sponsor here at Chat Sports. Love me some Prize Picks. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS, a little match or deposit, match up to $100. And if you want to spice up your NFL Sunday, or if you want to do it on a Saturday, get started with Prize Picks right now. Prize Picks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game, and if you're looking to have more fun on game day, look no further than Prize Picks. Want to play alongside of some of Prize Picks' favorite players, like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. I'm doing a little bit of CFB here, and I'm taking more for Jeff Undercuffler of 189.5, more for Austin Smith than 164.5. So get started with Prize Picks right now. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS, for a deposit match up to $100. Why is it code CLNS? Because that's our ad agency partner. Use code CLNS. It's real easy. 4 letters to get $100 match when you sign up. So download the app today. The link will be in the description and comment section of this video. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. So the Lions defeated the Raiders and they defeated the LA Chargers. So what are they looking right now from a NFL Power Rankings perspective? What is the media saying? Well, here's a little bit of a roundup here. Sports Illustrated moved them up 2 spots. They're 4th in the Power Rankings for them, so a top 5 team. Sporting News moved up 2 spots from 5th to 3rd in the NFL. Pro Football Network moved them 2 spots as well, 5th to 3rd. ESPN from 5th to 4th. CBS Sports from 6th to 3rd. And this one's interesting because CBS Sports has been poo-pooing the Lions in the power rankings. They've been all over the place, and they finally have them top 5. Yahoo Sports, 4th to 3rd, 1 spot moving up. USA Today from 7th to 6th, and I'm not going to rip on USA Today. They've been consistent like this, so that's fine. The Athletic is 4th to 3rd best in the National Football League. This is what happens when you win, folks. You move up, and I think the Lions are a top 5 team. I still like other teams a little bit more. I still think the 49ers are something to behold. I think they're a really good team. Philadelphia Eagles, really good team. You look at and I know they lost, the Ravens did this past Sunday, but they're really good. I think the Ravens are deserving probably to be ahead of the Lions there. And I think you got the Lions in that mix, like for number 4 or 5. If you want to put, Dallas there, they're all kind of in that mix right there. And so I agree with these power rankings. I do. And I got a question for you folks. Should the Detroit Lions look to extend Jared Goff? This is the main part of this video. I want you guys to really make this a conversation on a focal point for this video. Great debate on this one. Let me know, should the Lions extend Jared Goff? Yes or no? Let's get to that little Spot Track article that they got going on here. This Spot Track, Michael Giannetti. After a lackluster 2021 campaign in Detroit, a 91.5 rating, Goff has now put together back-to-back seasons that prove he's worth the price of admission. At the time of this piece, PFF has him rated number 3 among all quarterbacks, while his 99.1 QBR currently ranks 9th, wrote Spot Trek's Michael Giannetti. Contractually speaking, Goff's numbers and the career arc line up best with Kirk Cousins, who will also be in the market for a new contract in the coming months. What does this mean financially? If the top of the quarterback market is seeking $50 billion, Cousins and Goff are most likely mathematically falling into the $40 million per range each year. Continue on here. If Detroit were to sign him to a contract extension right now, not a horrible idea, by the way, 17.8% of his current cap calculates to almost exactly $40 million per year, Giannetti wrote. Should the cap rise to $245 million next March, his assumed price could rise to almost $44 million per year. Let's not overthink this and split the difference. Ultimately, Spot Trek projects that Goff and the Lions will agree to a 5-year deal worth $210 million, $168 million guaranteed. And in all honesty, I think that's about right where he should be. I would like to see between $44 million, $45 million. I think that's perfect for where he's at. He's doing a really good job as the Lions quarterback, and I think with the cap rising, it's not going to affect much when it comes to re-signing a Penei Sewell, Jonah Jackson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson. I think they'll be able to make those moves. And if you look at other players who the Lions will probably re-sign, it's not going to be much at all, right? You got a player in Josh Reynolds who they could re-sign on a cheap deal. If they want to re-sign Donovan Peoples-Jones, they can do that. We'll see what C.J. Gardner-Johnson, if they do re-sign that. But I think they would be fine with the contract that Spot Track is sending him. I think he deserves it. He does. I know there's a lot of people that not a fan of Jared Goff, but what he has done in the last 2 years for the Detroit Lions has shown that he is top 10 and he deserves to get paid. I don't think he should get north of $50 million. I don't. I think the Daniel Jones contract was ridiculous, but where Spot Trek has them 44, I think that's perfectly fine for the Detroit Lions, and I think that's where they should consider looking for him. But I want you guys really in the comment section on this one to make this a big debate, because it needs to be debated. This is something that is a crossroads for the Lions, brass here. I think they will extend Jared Goff. It's just, what will it be? We don't know. Now, Spot Track wants to do a 5-year deal. I suggest doing a 3-year added to the 2 years, so ultimately it's a 5-year deal. That would end when he's 34 years old. That, to me, would be perfect. That'd be a perfect spot for him. So it'd be a 5-year deal, but because he's got 2 years left, so it's a 3-year, 5-year deal. And I think that would be just fine for Jared Goff. And what he's producing does match with the money that he would be given. So I do like that one. That's just my personal opinion. So again, this is the big debate. Should the Detroit Lions extend Jared Goff. Y for yes and N for no. Let me know your thoughts, folks. Great debate. Let's go. Let's look at the Detroit Lions remaining schedule here, and it's very favorable. And I do think the Detroit Lions could have the number 1 or number 2 seed. I feel like their floor is 2, their ceiling is 1. I really do. Because if you look at their schedule here, they got to face the Bears on Sunday. The Lions are a 9-point favorite. Do think the Lions win that game. That'd put them at 8-2. They're home with the Packers on Thanksgiving. I think the Detroit Lions are going to wipe the floor with the Packers. We haven't won in 5 years on Thanksgiving. This is a main game where all eyes are on there. Jared Goff always does good at home, and it's the Packers. I think the Lions whoop them, and that will put them to 9-2. Then they go to New Orleans and face the Saints, so I think Derek Carr is underperforming. Their defense is underperforming. They're not really a good team. I thought they would be better, but they're just not that good. I think the Lions going to win there. That'd put them at 10-2. Then they're at Chicago again. Lions should win that. That'd be 11-2. Then they're home against the Broncos, and what's interesting about this game is the Broncos are playing better. So you look at the 4-5 record. To me, they're more of a 500 team. But it's home against Denver. We're not going to Denver. I think it'd be a little more difficult if we had to go to Denver, but it's at home. I think the Lions win that game. 12-2, that'd be pretty good start here. And then you got 3 games here where if they're 12-2 after the Broncos, to me, all you got to do is win one more game of this 3. You're at Vikings, you're at Dallas, and you're home against the Vikings. If the Lions can get to 13 wins, I think they're solid. I think that would put them at that number 2 or 1 seed. Now, if the Detroit Lions win 2 of these games, I think that potentially puts them to the 1 seed. It really does. You know, the Eagles got a tougher schedule. Lions can legitimately get to the number 1 seed. But 2, 1, I think that's where they're stuck at. Let's continue on to talk about Jameson Williams. Dan Campbell is showing some love to Jamo for his blocking. Look, he's never been shy about hitting somebody in the run game. You saw in college. So I think that's the standard here, Dan Campbell said. I say it all the time. You want to be a known physical team. Your receivers have to block in the run game, and your corners have to tackle on defense. And so that's what we have here. So I think that the rite of passage, they showed up. They showed up big. We talked about it, not only making the plays in the pass game, executing, being productive, but we wanted a physical dominance from the perimeter, and I think those receivers showed up. And I do believe Jameson Williams and the receivers showed up. Jamo out there blocking. He's not some diva wide receiver. He is a team player. We've seen it. I don't know where this diva mentality came from Jameson Williams. There's nothing to show for that, except for he's a team player. He's having fun when Montgomery gets the touchdown, celebrating with the guys. He's excited to block. Just take game by game with Jameson Williams. I thought he played the best game so far this past Sunday of his career. It's getting better. Each game, I feel like he's taking another step. So we'll see going forward, Jameson Williams, but I agree, he's great blocking, and I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the Detroit Lions going forward. Folks, we're dropping videos every single day. Get ready for that. One Pride Podcast Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Lions and Bears live at noon on Sunday. With that said, folks, adios.